Hello and welcome back to Clownfish TV. It is me, Geeky Sparkles. I am without Neon for this video. Don't worry, we're still married. Everything's fine. It's just there's a lot going on. We're both kind of handling our own aspects of that. So today we're going to talk about something that I've mentioned to you guys before if you followed the videos. So I've talked to you before about how every year Disney has a HISTE and they challenge their tax appraisals yearly. It's like you can always expect a price hike from Disney, and you can always expect them to challenge the tax assessment every year. And I've mentioned before about one particular instance where they were mad because they were taxed on things like the Disney brand. And that's what this lawsuit was about. The Disney brand, the same brand that they charge you more for. Because if you go to a hotel on Disney property, you have to pay more. And you'll say, well, why is it so much here when I can go off property for less? Well, it's because of the Disney difference, the Disney name. You're paying for Disney magic. It's Disney. That's their brand. But don't you dare tax them on it. It's completely fine if they charge you more, but you cannot tax them on the exact same thing that they tried to gouge everybody else for. So we're going to talk about that. Before we get into it any further, please like and subscribe. If you do, I'll give you a woohoo. Woohoo. And we're going to talk about this. So MSN had the article up. Apparently Disney had a court win and the money is going to come out of the Orange County School District. So they're mad they have to pay more in taxes based on their brand name. And who's going to suffer? The schools. Because of course it is Disney, who has so much money that they've been giving out political donations for years. So they give all kinds of money to causes, you know, during like some big, you have to sign a agreement to something and pledge allegiance to whatever. And they'll give like millions here and millions there, and you get a million and you get a million and all that. They have money for that. But heaven forbid they pay their fair share of taxes because they'll just fight it every year. And remember they did that huge big thing where they had that, oh, we pay all this money to the state of Florida and Florida wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Disney, and Disney, you know, built Florida and all the other stuff because we're paying for everything. And you know, those schools and stuff, that's us. Except now the schools are probably going to lose money because Disney doesn't want to pay based on their brand name. Then they should stop charging everyone based on their brand name. So this article, which is by Stephen, I'm going to make sure I give credit to him. So they said a court ruling in Disney's favor could force Orange County Public Schools to refund millions and potentially tens of millions in property taxes to the entertainment giant. The decision handed down Monday night by Judge Thomas W. Turner followed an 8-year legal battle over claims the Orange County Property Appraiser's office improperly calculated the taxable value of the Yacht and Beach Club, deluxe resorts that cost a shit ton of money. It's a 1,200 room Disney owned resort and convention center hotel near Epcot. I mean, I love it, but it's very expensive. They said, and it could have far reaching implications because while this is one hotel area, because the beach and yacht club, they're separate, but they're kind of together, that Disney could technically go and try to sue for all of the different places that were taxed that year based on this. So they said that back in 2015 and 2016, they complained and filed this lawsuit saying that the tax bill was unconstitutional and invalid because the appraiser substantially, this is what the judge said, the appraiser substantially increased the amount of Disney's tax bill by unlawfully including value attributable to Disney's intangible property, namely the value of the Disney brand, its managerial skills and workforce. They overcharged them because they dared tax them on the very thing that they overcharge everybody else based on. I mean, pot or kettle. I cannot wrap my head around this. They can literally gouge the shit out of you because they say it's a Disney brand, so we can charge that. That's what you have to pay for the brand. But then if they're taxed based on the same, you know, intangible, then that's not fair. You can't do that. This is why people are pissed at Disney. And who's going to pay for it? The schools. The schools are going to pay for it. That's what's going to happen. So they said the total refund has not yet been calculated, but Orange County tax collector Scott Randolph said that Disney World Parks and Resorts could be due $2 million for this bill. And they said they actually said it could be $80 million if the ruling does apply to all their resorts for that year and not just those two resorts. So they said technically the ruling only applies to the Yacht and Beach Club Hotel and only for those 2 years. But the disagreement on which it's based upon, the valuation determination, is the basis for all their litigation on the hotels since 2015. Because every year they do this. Gabrielle Rousson over at Florida Politics brought this up last December. She said, in November, Disney reminded the public that they paid $3.1 billion in state and local taxes because of their impact study, why they're so important, And then this month, which would have been December of last year, Disney is suing over its local property taxes and calling them excessive again. Every year. Now, here's the funny thing. Back when all this went down, I was covering all this stuff, and it was this Rich Singh, I think was who the guy was at the time. He was a tax collector, and because of it, I forget what method he was using. I think we did a video on this a few years back, and they redid the entire state's appraisal method based on another method because of this instance, right? And even though it's been changed, and even though this was 2015 and 2016, and they have changed the way they've done it to not do this, and Disney still sues every year over it. So they're going to argue for that year. But even when they aren't doing those things they're mad about because he's been out of office, they still complain about it every year and try to get out of paying their fair share. It's a yearly occurrence. Like she said here, they said Walt Disney Parks filed last December about a dozen lawsuits this week against the property appraiser as it contests all of the 2023 tax assessments for its 4 theme parks, several hotels, and other properties in Central Florida. Disney wants the tax bills canceled and to get a new lower bill and be reimbursed for their legal fees. Because they always ask for reimbursement legal fees. Now, Disney, how much money has Disney spent on frivolous lawsuits because they're stupid? How much money did Disney spend when they were trying to fight Nelson Peltz? And how many millions they spent on those websites and that whole campaign at a company money to stop them from getting a board seat? How many millions of dollars did they spend when they were stupid and went up against Gavin Newsom over the parental rights and education bill, which ended up costing them Reedy Creek? And then they tried to pull that, underhanded, well, they get to keep all the control and that Reedy Creek gets to pay for it bullcrap. The new board gets to pay for everything, but they keep all the power. It ended up in a lawsuit, and then they lost anyway. How much money they spend on all that? How many millions? Somebody please find out and tell me, because there's all those millions of dollars being spent and they can just throw it away on stupidity. But heaven forbid you pay your fair share and it's going to have to come out of the school district. So they said they did let the school know that this could happen. And the school did put the money back. So they said they put away $80 million. The amount, he said, was the equivalent of paying a $6,000 retention bonus to every teacher in a district or building 3 new elementary schools. That's how much money the school is going to lose, the district's going to lose because of this. The school officials did not respond to requests. Disney or lead counsel for them did not respond to request. Of course, it's not. They said because this, other hotel owners might try the similar strategy to cut their bills. Here's the thing, though, where that might have been the case, but some of them do have some names that you're recognizable, like Hamptons, Wyndham's, those kind of things. However, I don't think that they leverage their name the same way Disney does. Like, you can go to one of those hotels in Disney Springs or outside of the Disney World Park. And if you do that, you're going to pay significantly less than what you're going to pay for a shittier room on Disney property. You can literally go to some of the Disney Springs hotels and get an entire suite for the price you'll pay for one of their, moderate or deluxe rooms on property. It's absolutely insane. Now, they said that this was filed back in 2016 because the assessed value of their resort property jumped from 118% or 154 million, jumped 118%. So 154 million is January 2014 to 336 million is January 2015. Yes, that is a significant amount of money. However, I would point out you can go outside the park and pay $154 a night. And then if you go to a shittier room in the park, you'll pay $336 a night because of the Disney name. Just saying. So they said that this has been an issue because he lost in 2020. He's been out since then. Yet Disney is still challenging every year based on a different appraisal method because they regularly sue their tax bills since 2015. They said they don't respond for comment because they've been suing every year, no matter how they change it, no matter, what methods they give to that should be more fair, they still sue and demand that they don't pay as much. And then they have the balls to tell everybody that they're paying $3.1 billion in state and local taxes. So they are, they're keeping Florida going, except for unless you're a school child. The Disney difference, guys. And while they might be owed some of that money back, and I'm sure they are, and if we're being fair based on their brand name, they can do this every year. I mean, seriously? You can keep making, every time they donate anything, they have a big puff piece article about how much Disney gives back. Well, how about you forgive some of this shit and let the school kids keep their money? How about that, Disney? You might get some of it back, but forgive some of it. Show everybody that you are the Disney difference. You are the Disney family. Oh, wait, you're losing money and you need every penny you can get. When someone shows you who they are, believe them. It makes me so mad where they might have been overtaxed. I just think it's absolutely laughable. What they're mad about is that they're overtaxed on their brand name, which is the exact same brand name that they justify gouging the shit out of people over because, it's the Disney brand. Well, wait, if you can charge me more, how come you can't pay taxes on that? I'm just saying. Anyway, please like and subscribe, and we will talk to you later. Bye.
Join the reef. Go to clownfish-.com. That's clownfish-.com. You will get exclusive access to podcasts and videos and comic strips and more, as well as merch discounts. Check it out. If you were a member, you could get this t-shirt, this dismal t-shirt on our website. You'd get a 10% discount on that. You can also join in the community on clownfish-.com. Thank you so much for the support.